You got me feeling like I'm going under. Boy, your words are drowning like we're under.
Hi guys, welcome back to another vlog. Today we are heading to Kyoto. Believe it or not, it was my first time going, so I was so excited and I can't wait to show you guys where we explored. Since we arrived at Kyoto around 5 p.m, it was already getting pretty dark, so we needed to check into our hotel, so we headed straight there once we arrived. This hotel was super modern and just so aesthetic, and a friend of mine actually stayed here before and recommended it to me, so I decided to check it out. As you can see, the room and the entire hotel actually just has a beautiful design and the lighting is really moody. So yeah, the aesthetic is 10 out of 10. We are now super hungry, so we headed out for dinner. We heard there is this really good unagi restaurant called Tsumiyagura, so we decided to go and try. It was hidden inside like a department center kind of building, so it was a little tricky to find, but luckily there was no queue when we arrived. I ordered a set where you can make ochazuke, which is like adding hot tea to the rice, but oh my god, it was so delicious. It was grilled in a certain way where it was really crispy and just each piece was just so crunchy. I highly recommend it. After eating, we stopped by a foot spa cafe where you can have some coffee or tea while you dip your feet in warm water. We have been doing so much walking over the past few days, so it was so needed. You can also get a massage there while dipping your feet, so it's super relaxing. Good morning, it is now the next day, and we included a breakfast meal when we booked the hotel, so we were able to enter the brekkie lounge. As expected, it was so pretty, and there's a station where you can make your own coffee, so I was so happy. Cause I always need a nice coffee in the morning to start the day. So you can choose between a Western and Japanese style breakfast, and we went for the Western since we have been eating a lot of Japanese food lately, but look at how cute this set is. Our first stop of the day is Kiyomizu-Dera temple. Out of all the temples I went to in Kyoto, I think this one was probably one of the most memorable. I know there's a lot, but this one is just like there's so many other things to do around the temple, so it's not just like looking at the structure. There's just a lot to do, and basically there's an amazing view at the top of the Kyoto town, and also there are streets of cute traditional stores and cafes nearby that you can definitely check out. So one of my favorite types of mochi is Warabi-mochi, and Kyoto is famous for them. So I knew I had to try as many as I could. And we found a cafe that serves them on ice, which I knew would be so refreshing. Warabi-mochi has a really watery, like sloppy texture, but you usually add brown sugar syrup and soybean powder on top, and it's really amazing. After visiting a few temples on our list, it was time for dinner. We headed to a katsu restaurant, and this was my first time having it. It's basically the same as pork katsu but beef instead, and I was so blown away. I personally don't like really thick pieces of meat, so if you're like me, you would love it. It's cut into thin pieces and you can sizzle each piece yourself, so you can basically cook it the way you like. It literally melts in your mouth and was so perfect with rice. It is now day 2 in Kyoto, and today we are heading to Arashiyama. As soon as I saw Arabica coffee, I knew I had to get some. My friend had told me how good it was, so I've been longing to try it. And we had to line up a little bit, but I think it was definitely worth it. The latte had tasted creamier than usual coffee, and I just loved drinking it by the river. So right next to the river, there's a bunch of jinriksha, and they're waiting for like tourists and customers who'd like to take a ride. And it's a traditional rickshaw that's pulled by a really strong guy or woman, and they have a few routes you can choose from. There's usually a lot of them trying to like grab customers in tourist areas, so it can be a bit like intimidating. But yeah, we decided to hop on as we were planning to head to the bamboo forest anyway. They basically have a route where they explain some historical structures along the way, and they're also really friendly, so you can have a nice chat with them. They also stop and take lots of photos for you, so even though it's a little pricey, it's a super fun experience for tourists. Even though I've seen so many photos of the bamboo forest online, it definitely feels different seeing it in real life, and it was so tall and just so surreal. After spending quite a lot of time in the bamboo forest, we then hurried to another destination, which is Kinkaku-ji, and it's another famous temple in Kyoto, but it's covered in gold leaves. And surrounding it is large pieces of land, or like a bunch of different gardens, and so it's just a really pretty and peaceful walk. As I said earlier, I really love Warabi-mochi, so I had to squeeze in another cafe. This one is called Sayo Hosen and was in a really traditional style building with tatami flooring, so you basically kneel while you dine in there. And it was so quiet in there, but really peaceful, and you get to enjoy your dessert while looking at like an inner garden, and it was so beautiful. The mochi was also really unique, quite different from previous ones I've had, but it did not disappoint. I honestly cannot believe how much traveling we did in one day, because we really tried to squeeze in as much as we could since we only were here for 2 days in Kyoto. Like, these places that we've traveled to are not that close to each other, but we somehow managed. So as you can see, at the end of the day, we returned to the stores near Kiyomizu-Dera temple, and the vibe here was so different at night, so it was quite nice to revisit. But we managed to do some last-minute souvenir shopping. We then headed back into town for dinner, and we actually ate with my parents because they were also traveling around Kyoto. Gosh, this was such an eventful 2 days in Kyoto, but there's just so many amazing places to go that 2 days is just not enough. But that's the end of this Kyoto vlog. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.